What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Smoke Meteoras, the podcast where we dive beyond the entrances, beyond the championships, and beyond the characters to tell the stories that made the people behind them. Today's guest is someone who has spent years grinding through the New England independent wrestling scene, earning every opportunity and proving that longevity isn't luck, it's commitment. Ryan Fraust, everybody.
It's a very fair statement. Hey. Thank you
What's
for having me
up?
back.
Of course, man. Thank you so much for joining me again.
Oh, this is great. I mean, you have asked some very poignant and relevant questions that I've really enjoyed answering. So it's a pleasure to be back.
Well, let's get a little bit deeper this time.
Oh no.
So I want this conversation to be a little less about the wrestling moves and more about the person that's been willing to chase this dream for so many years.
Cool.
So let's start back at the beginning. Instead of these being the basic ass questions I asked you last time, let's switch it up.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, what kind of kid was Ryan Fraust?
Well, so I was a really smart kid, right? So like it was always like, oh, like come do this, tag program, or come do this, you're gonna be in this room instead of this room when the class is in this session. But I always moved around, so like I never had 3 consecutive years at the same school until high school. So like not only am I already weird and like nobody likes me because I'm the new guy, but then it's like, okay, so for this class you're going to go into this advanced section. It was always just fucking we can swear, right? Yeah, okay. So it was always just like I always just felt like I was being separated, or what's the word I'm really looking for? Just it's like I didn't really get along with the kids anyway because I was always the new kid. But on top of that, like they were creating more separation, so it was just like there was no win. There was no way to like ingrain myself to the the environment. It was always just this kid's different, this kid's weird, and fucking yeah, so it was tough. Like I made like really good friends that like persisted when I would move again, but I didn't have like a huge friend group. I wasn't comfortable in like a big group of people at any point.
Okay. So, if I were to ask your parents to describe you in one sentence growing up, what do you think they would say?
That is a huge question. I think my mother, because I know her so well and she may see this and I hope she takes this in the best way possible. I think she would give me all the credit for growing up to be a worthwhile adult in spite of her, just because that's how she is. But she worked super hard. It was always 2, 3 jobs at a time just to put food on the table. And I know it sounds like a cliche or a trope at this point, but like she was a single mother trying to raise a child. And she did everything she had to do, and she sacrificed a lot. And I think she would deflect and try to give me credit for growing up to be a good person in spite of that. But I think that I learned a lot about work ethic and treating people right from her and from my great grandparents, who also had a hand in raising me. So I think that's how that conversation would go. My father, on the other hand, I never knew, and he's dead, so can't really ask him. But
So, before wrestling had entered the picture, what were some of the things that had fascinated you?
so comic books and superheroes and supervillains and that entire thing. I was already a big Marvel kid before I started watching wrestling. So then when I started seeing wrestling, I was like, oh, this is dope. This is a comic book in real life. Like these are this is, the same thing. And then my grandfather at the time was like, "Turn that shit off. It's fake." And I was like, okay, I don't care if it's fake. Like, I want to watch it. Like, this is a comic book in person. Like, I want to watch that. So comic books. I always read fantasy novels, like medieval fantasy, like Dragonlance and Wheel of Time, and of course, Tolkien. Like, I always read all that stuff. I was always more of a like swords and wizards and dragons person more than a like lasers and spaceships person. But I'm with all of it.
All right. I just had an emergency come up real quick. Give me like 5 minutes to take care of it, and I will be right back. I'm
110%.
so sorry.
Are we just pausing everything?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna pop that up, and I will be right back. I'm so sorry.
I promise there's no problem. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. All right, sorry about that. Oh, Frosty went to go check on his cat.
Yerp. I did.
Sorry about that.
I let the cat out who was being imprisoned because he was starting trouble.
I was like,
Love
oh,
it.
he must have went to go check on the cat. My bad. But
Not at all. I hope that was a good surprise. I hope that was a birthday thing.
yeah, yes and no, but
Oh, okay.
it's good news, so that's fine.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, so getting back into it, was there a dream before wrestling, or did wrestling become a dream for you pretty early on?
Wrestling was the original dream. Um, excuse me. My family wanted me to go to college, so I went to Western Connecticut State University and pursued theater because I felt like it was the closest thing to wrestling. Um, got a degree and went and pursued acting, and because I just didn't know how to get into wrestling. Um, so yeah, I mean, once I got into acting, I realized that like the business is just awful. And I kind of found that to be true of music also, because as I was studying acting, I also studied singing, and like I've had a lot of really good opportunities and some really memorable times, singing and acting. And I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, except that that whole time I could have been wrestling, and that's all I wanted to do. So I do kind of wish I had found wrestling sooner, but at the end of the day, the other stuff scratches the itch. It's just not the same.
Absolutely. So, with that, what was the first wrestling moment that made you really stop being a fan and start imagining yourself doing it?
Well, like anybody, I think most people, I'm friendly with Justin Credible, and he tells me about him and his friends backyard wrestling, which kind of shows me that people have done backyard wrestling like for years and years. With me and my friends, like we had never heard of it before. It was before the Hardys got famous and before Mick Foley got famous. Before their backyard home videos leaked. So for us, like we thought we came up with it. We thought it was our idea and it was the coolest thing that ever happened. Um, and we did backyard wrestling, and we had really good contiguous storylines, and we had really like compelling characters, and we did a lot of shit that if it was happening today in an actual ring funded by an actual producer, like I actually think it might do well. But um, at the end of the day, when we were doing that stuff, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Imagine if I could ever really be a wrestler. And then I was at least 30. I was probably 30 years old or 32, 30, between 30 and 32 when I went to a Stevie Richards seminar. And that was my first experience with actual pro wrestling. And I was like, oh, okay. So I can do this. Like anyone can do this. Anyone can walk into a seminar and give them $30 and learn something, and then start paying a school monthly and start doing it. A lot of the old timers say we're letting everybody into the business and whatever. Anybody who wants to pay to learn should be able to, I think. You know, but that's what I did. Is I started paying to learn, and um, I'm really glad I did.
So, were you someone who naturally believed in yourself, or did the confidence have to be built up over time?
That's a that's a phenomenal question. Um, I I regularly struggle with self confidence myself. When somebody like chimes in and is like, "You're a bum. You're not good at this," I get super defensive because I'm like, "No, I am good because this, and this." But at the same time, like I'm my own worst critic, and I'm always just in my head about stuff. So I'm sure there's a little bit of both involved. As far as confidence, like debuting and starting to do this, I didn't have any problems with it because I had already studied theater. I'd already performed internationally in theatrical performances. I had already sung in front of huge crowds. Like that part of it, like being in front of a crowd, like had never been a problem because I was already accustomed to that. Um, but as far as like measuring myself against my peers and measuring myself against myself and um, measuring myself against what expectations I think my mentors have of me versus what I think I have of myself and things of that nature, like I always have issues with all of that. That's all in here. But as far as like, am I confident that I can go up there and put on a good performance? I never doubt that. I know that I can.
So, what is one personality trait that you believe you've had your entire life that has helped you survive this business?
This is going to be a little bit of a cop out, I think, but I mean it and I'll explain. Like, I'm a good person, you know? Like, if you want me to put over your guy, like, cool, I get it. I got it. I'll do it. If you want me to go up and you want me to look strong, cool, I get it. I'll do it. Like, and I'll look as strong as I can. Um, if uh, you want me to run in there and get eliminated in 1.5 seconds to set a new record for the fastest elimination, I'm happy to do that. If you want me to um, go on a 9-month tear where I beat everybody, like I'll do that. Like I feel like one of my strengths as a contributor to wrestling is that, like, yeah, whatever you need, I got you. Um, at one point, it's like, what we do is to a degree predetermined. So like, just because this person who would never even lay a finger on me in real life, I gotta, lose a professional wrestling match to them. Like, I'm not worried about that. Like, it's fine because if it came down to it, and if like you put a gun to both our heads and you said, you guys get in there and fight, like, obviously I would murder this human being. That's not, I don't care about that. Like, I don't feel like it diminishes my person or makes me look weaker or less tough to lose a professional wrestling match, right? Because that's not real, right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yes.
I don't have problems with that. I don't have any problems with that.
All right. So, independent wrestling is full of people who come and go, and you and I have seen many of the likes come and go over the years. But what has kept you so committed when others have walked away?
You, you're very good at these questions.
I try.
I believe in the product of Test of Strength. I um, I know that Slick Wagner Brown is as good a trainer as there is in the world, and Killer Kowalski thought so. So who am I to argue? You know what I mean? Um, I believe in the fact that Test of Strength promotes diversity. I believe in the fact that Test of Strength promotes storytelling and tries to bring the audience back with compelling, long-term storytelling. Like I'm saying, like I'm loyal to the home team because I believe in it. As far as like the rest, like, I was there when Pure Vanguard Wrestling first started. Like, I'm loyal to them. I will help them build and grow as much as I possibly can. Um, I think that's what it is. I think what makes me so, what makes me stick around where other people have left is that I want to help these promotions and these individuals grow. I want to help everyone get better, right? And it's not like hokey bullshit, like because I'm on a podcast and I should say it. Like, it's the genuine truth. So that's probably why I stick around, is because I want to help everybody get as big as they can.
So, was there ever a point where you seriously questioned whether this journey was worth it? And if so, what was the closest that you've ever came to stepping away?
I am constantly saying, why on earth do I do this? Because it's insane. Like, if I have to take off of work to wrestle, I am giving up at least 2, if not 4 or 5 times what I'm making to wrestle. I'm giving that up. Like, I'm just not getting it. And then sometimes I don't get what I'm supposed to get to wrestle, financially. Um, the I don't think I've even come close to quitting because I love this shit and this is what I do. Um, and the funny thing is, you could talk about like a Flash Waller or Kyle King or an Ichiban or a Sammy Diaz, and it's like, obviously they love this shit. This is what they do. A Richard Holiday, these guys are obsessed with it and they do it like literally 24/7. If I were in the position they were in, if I had their youth and their devotion, I would probably be doing the same thing they're doing. I'm a 44-year-old man who does this because he loves it and still has bills to pay and still has to work these awful restaurant jobs, So, I don't compare who loves it more. I compare who has more resources and more availability to pursue it to the degree that they want to. I don't have the resources or the availability to pursue this to the extent that I love it, but I do as much as I can. Know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, what is a sacrifice that you've had to make that fans will probably never know about?
I have quit no less than 3 or 4 careers because I had a show and they wouldn't let me wrestle, and it was like, okay, well, I quit. Like, and not like in today's culture. In fact, I think with a lot of the younger people, they don't give a shit about their job because they want to wrestle anyway. But like, I was selling cars. I was making good money. I was at a really reputable dealership. I was doing well myself, and it was a Sunday. We had a training day at TOS. Like, I wasn't even getting paid, but I had agreed to be there. I had a match, and I said, "Hey guys, I gotta leave at noon. I'll come back afterwards. I'll work next Sunday. I'll do whatever you need me to do, but I gotta leave at noon." They said, "Oh, put your keys on the desk if you're leaving for that wrestling shit." And I had to walk away and like compose myself because I, didn't want to raise my voice. I didn't want to be, you know, combative. And I came back and I said, "Hey man, it is for wrestling, and I am going to leave. So, you know, if that's it, that's it. But that's what I'm doing." And they were cool with me. They were like, "Yeah, well, okay, cool. You can keep the car for a couple days and a week, whatever you need it for, and you know, so you're resigning." And I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Cool." That's one of 3 or 4 careers that I said, "Listen, wrestling comes first," and you knew that when you hired me, like. So I'm gonna go wrestle, and if you got to fire me, you got to fire me. If I need to quit, I need to quit. But it's tough.
Absolutely. So, have you ever struggled with comparing your journey to someone else's?
Only in the sense that there are people that I've helped a lot who, at times, I feel like maybe they don't appreciate it, and like I don't need somebody to fucking stroke my ego. I don't need anybody to like do anything in return, because when I do something for somebody, that's I know that I'm giving them something that I don't expect anything in return. But like there are times where like somebody's doing real good and I help them a lot, and I'm like, "You're not even going to say thank you. Like, you're not even going to acknowledge me." And it's like, okay, like it's just noted. It's not. I'm not gonna like seek revenge. I'm not gonna like do anything in retaliation, and I'm not gonna like hold it against that person forever. But I notice, and unfortunately, like sometimes that means somebody that you thought you were close to and somebody who was really your friend, like maybe they're not. Maybe they're just like out for themselves. And that's sad. But there have been a few times where, you know, I feel that way. I've never felt jealous of somebody in the sense that like they're not good and I am. How come they get to do this? Like it's whatever. Like I'm gonna get what I get and they got what they got. Like those two things are separate. You know what I mean? I don't associate what I get with anyone else's effort or achievements. Like what I get is mine, and if I think I should have got more, I should have worked harder. And if I don't think I deserve something, like I don't know how it fell into my lap, but I got it. Like it's not correlative in my opinion.
So, how has your definition of success changed since your very first match, knowing how you are with your career now?
Hmm. I when I first debuted, I was like, I can't believe I get to wrestle in front of people. I can't believe I get to do that at all. And for a few months, it was like, I get to keep doing this. Like nobody's stopping me. Like nobody's saying like, hey, you can't do this. You don't deserve it. Like I just get to keep doing it. That's great. Um, you know, I got to be in the ring with a lot of people that I've looked up to, and a lot of people that like had a great deal to do with enjoying my young adulthood. I was talking to Wagner about this the other day. It's crazy to me that I have a flyer, I have a picture advertising a wrestling match where the franchise Shane Douglas is standing here with his arms crossed, and I'm next to him with my arms crossed. Now we didn't pose together for that picture, obviously. They're promo pics, but like it's me and Shane Douglas next to each other to wrestle against each other. Like that's kind of crazy to me because like the way I grew up and like idolized wrestlers and idolized wrestling, and I think a lot of fans do. And I think eventually, once you start going to meet and greets and spending time talking to wrestlers, you realize, oh, these are just guys. These are just dorks like me who read comic books and you know watch Love Island and you know hate traveling and eat bad once in a while. You know what I mean? Like eventually you learn that they're just people, but um yeah, I don't know.
I'm just excited I have a new friend to talk about Love Island with.
Oh yeah, anytime. Ashley makes me watch it.
I have to catch up. I'm only
Sincere,
like
bro. Sincere. What are you doing, dude?
I have to catch up. I'm only like maybe like 3 or 4 episodes deep.
Okay, then don't let me say a word. Except my prediction, where you are right now, is that Bryce and fuck, what's her name? Naomi? No. Bryce and his girl are gonna win. 100%. I have thought it for a month.
See, as of right now, like I'm still trying to get a grasp on everybody, but I know Sincere is a fake piece of shit.
I don't think he is. I think he just talks too much, and I think he just feels too much in the moment. I don't think there's anything fake about him.
I mean,
Just,
you're right. You're right.
when he's sitting there with a big pair of boobs in his face, he's like, "Yeah, I fucking want to explore this." Like, of course he does. You know what I mean?
He wants to explore this.
Yeah. I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he can't keep it in his pants.
I think he's more like an in the moment type of person, and then just doesn't take a step back and be like, "Wait, is this what I really want to pursue?"
Right.
Like,
right.
that's kind of the sense I'm getting for a lot of them.
Yeah. No. Well, they're all kids.
Yeah.
They're all 20 something.
I mean, I can't say much different. I'm just turning 30. I just turned 30 like a little less than an hour and a half ago to be official. Right, Mom? Actually, I don't even have to ask my mom, even though I know she's in the chat. My birth certificate was next to me somewhere, and I definitely checked it earlier, and it says 3:59 p.m.
Yeah, you can text me. Hippie Dicky Moon text me about Love Island. It's a phenomenon.
We're just gonna make a group chat at this point.
it's a phenomenon. Like it's a thing. Like
it sucks me in.
The fact that it's 6 days a week. Why are you making me sit in front of a fucking television for an hour every day? Like, I hate that, but whatever. It's something that my girlfriend and I can do together, and we don't get to spend as much time together as I'd like. So, all right.
All right. So, looking back, was there a moment that quietly changed everything for you, even if maybe nobody else noticed?
I had when Tetsu Pro Wrestling crowned their first champion, it was the end of a tournament. All kinds of shit went wrong in the tournament. So, like, it was never supposed to be me in the finals. But it was me and Troy Stevens in the finals, he used to be Lucifer Lords. He was with PWA back in the day. He's with PAPW now. And when I started training at PWA, he wasn't around much. So, like, we didn't interact a lot back then. We've interacted a lot more since I debuted, which was since I went to Test of Strength. But
I hate this damn camera.
That's all right. But so me and Troy ended up being the finals of the first ever Tetsu Pro Championship tournament. I had been sober for like 3 months or maybe even longer. I had really tried to take control of some shit. And we had like a 30-minute match, which isn't a lot to a guy like Sammy Diaz or Ichiban or Flash Waller. But for me, that was a long match and a hell of a main event and a hell of a fight. And we really did well. And I don't even want to say the names of the people who approached me afterwards because I don't want to like either brag or like out them for supporting me in that moment. I don't know. I don't want to say names, but no less than 3 or 4 people like really like came up to me after the match. Were like, "How'd that feel?" And I'm like, "It felt really fucking good, to be honest." And they were like, "You deserve that. You should be doing that all the time. Like you are in this position now." And that felt really good in the moment. And that actually, I kind of thought that would start happening more at that point because I had proven myself, and it kind of hasn't, and that's okay too. All I need is an opportunity to prove myself, and I will do so. But that changed a lot for me because I felt like, okay, you know what? At this point, the match was good. Like, I know it was good, and then people were telling me that they really liked it, like more than I thought they would. And they were people who like run promotions and people whose opinions I respect and trust. So, that was a turning point for me where I felt like if you give me the ball, like I can play, like I can hang, I can main event, I can tell good stories, and I can make entire programs out of championship defenses. Like I know I could do this. That was a turning point for me.
And what accomplishment means the most to you that fans probably wouldn't think to mention?
That's interesting. The first one that jumps to mind, only because it's the most recent, at Lone Survivor this year, in the Lone Survivor match at Test of Strength, where 6 people compete. 2 are legal. There are 4 on the corners, and you tag in and out, either on purpose or you get tagged out, and it's, it could be a little shady sometimes. I I pinned Slick Wagner Brown and I pinned Bobby Ocean both in the same match. I did not win the match. I was the runner-up. Skyros put me out. But like,
I'm kidding.
Some people booed, and that's okay because I appreciate the people who support me. But pinning Slick Wagner Brown after he turned on me, beat me within an inch of my life in front of my friends and family, gave me a shot at the belt when he knew I was injured, so I couldn't really take advantage of the opportunity, and then never gave me another shot. Never stepped in the ring with me again after that for years. The fact that I got to pin Wagner Brown and the fact that I got to pin Bobby Ocean, who I've still never had a singles match against. He's the assistant coach at the dojo. He's also my mentor. He has been in my corner backstage 1,000 times. He's super supportive. But in that moment where it's, student versus teacher, and I put him away too, pinning Wagner and Bobby in the same match is just huge. And it meant so much to me. And so many of my fans seem to just be upset that I didn't win the match. When in my mind, in my mind, I got revenge for all the shit that had been done to me for years. So, I'm happy about that. I don't mind that Skyros ends up winning and going to face Ichiban at Fight for Your Dreams because he is very deserving. And you don't have to win Lone Survivor to be the champion. You just have to win Lone Survivor to main event Fight for Your Dreams. So I just keep plugging away, keep working, and I'll be champion eventually, So that was an accomplishment that I feel like not everybody celebrated as much as I did.
And even for someone who didn't see that accomplishment, but hearing about it and knowing how detrimental, I guess I'll say, for the work that Slick has put into the New England scene alone. I mean, for as far back as I can remember, Slick has been wrestling for ever.
I think he's on year 30 or 31 right now.
I was gonna say, I started going to shows when I was 6 or 7.
And he was there.
And he was one of the first people that I can remember seeing on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I do remember the main event of my very first show though, and I almost died probably not died, but definitely broken something on my very first show.
What happened?
So this show was in Southbridge, and it was at the Knights of Columbus. And it was Maverick Wild and Kid Crazy in a street fight.
I remember Maverick Wild.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about Kid Crazy since then, but I'm friends with Scott on Facebook.
Okay.
So I had made the mistake of going to the bathroom right before the main event started, and we didn't know that it was a street fight. And I go to the bathroom while they're doing their entrances or whatever, and as I'm coming out, the match has already started, and I go to open the door to go back into the main room as they're coming out of the door.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, there's a coat closet right behind where the doors were, and if that wasn't there, I would have been squished between the wall and the door and probably broken my nose or something. Oh. And luckily enough, thank God for the coat rack closet. But both of them immediately broke character, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine. You just kind of scared the shit out of me, but I'm okay."
That's funny.
But that was my first ever wrestling show.
That was your first ever wrestling show?
Well, I mean, technically, yes. I don't know if you would. I mean, you're Connecticut, but in Worcester, we used to have a place called Halloween Outlet, and during the month of October, on the weekends, they would do little Halloween festivals. Oh, cool. And one of the attractions that they brought was midget wrestling, and they had 2 or 3 matches. And I had seen that, and I was like, "Yo, this is actually kind of cool." And my uncle had been bringing my brother to shows already, so he was like, "Well, do you want to like go to wrestling shows?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And the rest is history.
Keep trying to make that happen for all my friends and their kids. Like, just bring the kid once,
Exactly.
and then you'll be stuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, forget paying hundreds of dollars to go to WWE or AEW. Just bring them to an indie show.
Brother. To never meet anybody, to sit fucking a mile away. Like, no. $20 and it's right there. And you can meet them at intermission. Like,
exactly. And sometimes it's not even $20.
Right.
All right. So if someone were to meet Ryan outside of wrestling with no idea who you were, what would surprise them the most?
That I'm a wrestler. Because like people meet me and I believe the general consensus is that I'm just polite and like soft spoken and respectful, you know. Like I wait tables and bartend like to make money, you know. I have to. I'm always public face is always just polite and diminutive. You know, I'm not very loud. I'm outspoken in the sense that I'm not afraid to say what I think or feel, but I'm not outspoken in the sense that I like shove it down your throat. Like, I don't need to share if you don't want to hear me. You know what I mean? So I think the most surprising thing would be that I'm a wrestler. But then when I say it, people are like, "Oh, that makes sense because you're gigantic." Which in real life, I just wrestled Johnny Pierce, who's 6'6", and Ox Adams.
Johnny's a big dude.
He's a big fucking dude, and Ox Adams, who's 7 feet tall in real life,
even bigger.
I wrestled both of them at the same time. I was like, I was bewildered. I didn't know what to do.
You felt like Hornswoggle in a ring with Undertaker.
Not quite, but I'd say Razor Ramon with Undertaker, or you know what I mean. Like I'm still big, but like not that big. I'm not usually going like this. You know, it was crazy.
Every time I've seen Ox at Wrestling Open, and like we'll stand ringside, so like he'll stand next to us as he gets in the ring, and I'm just like,
yeah.
My neck always hurts after talking to him.
Good guy, and I'll work with him anytime he wants to work with me. I enjoyed it. I have no complaints whatsoever. But yeah, he's big as fuck.
All right. So what is a fear that you have learned to live with instead of trying to eliminate?
Something is always going to go wrong. I don't care how many times you go over it beforehand. I don't care how well scripted or predetermined or thought out your plan is. And it's not just a Rocky thing where like everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Or was that Mike Tyson? That might have been Mike Tyson.
You're asking the wrong girl.
I think it was Mike Tyson who said everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. It doesn't matter. Something's going to go wrong. So when it does, not if it does, but when it does, like, don't fucking worry about it. Just keep going. Like, you know, the crowd isn't going to reset. You know, the fucking, the world isn't going to pause so that you can reset and start over. Like, just keep going. And I learned that doing improv theater. That isn't necessarily a wrestling thing that I learned, but it's all the same. Wrestling is improv theater. It's just also a stunt show. You know what I mean?
Sports entertainment.
Right. When people ask me what it is, you know, because obviously people ask all the time, like, "Oh, isn't it fake? What is it? What really is it? How much of it is real?" I always say it's a live stunt show under the pretense that it's a sporting event, but still, I'm doing stunts, brother. Like, this shit hurts. I've broken my thumb. I've separated my shoulder. I've torn my patella. Like, I've done plenty of shit. Like, it's not fake. But yes, like, you know, we know who is supposed to win. That doesn't make any of my bumps, bruises, or fucking breaks any less real.
Exactly. Like for my friends that aren't into wrestling, they're like, "Well, why do you like wrestling?" And I was like, "Well, do you like action movies?" And they're like, "Yeah, the stunts and stuff are cool." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Okay, cool. Think the stunts
but
and then
live.
throw a soap opera into it and it's live."
It's live. Like,
I'm like,
you know,
"There's
imagine
drama,
if
there's
UFC
story
was
to
like
it."
fun. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I
was
mean?
like, think of it as like a live reality TV show almost, like but with stunts.
I think the problem, and I don't necessarily think it's a problem, but I think the reputation that wrestling has gotten as being like a soap opera is just the fact that they're trying to force people who are stuntmen to be actors. They're not all going to be good actors. CM Punk happens to be a really good stuntman and a really good actor. Drew McIntyre happens to be a really good stuntman and a really good actor. They
I
aren't
mean,
all.
hey, you don't even have to be a good stuntman.
Well, yeah, you should. I think if you want to do this, because I don't know.
I mean,
People
hey,
sometimes
there are
people
some
make fun
very
of some shit that I
successful
do.
wrestlers that I think should not have gotten as much success as they did, but for whatever reason, they have.
Sure. And there's other ones who I think should have gotten more success and didn't.
1,000%.
Yeah. You know?
Like I'm as a Massachusetts girl, the name I'm about to come out of my mouth, people are going to cancel me for, but I never got like the appeal behind John Cena.
Oh.
Never
Okay.
got the appeal. Like his in-ring work, like he had what, maybe 8 to 10 moves, if that. Like, ooh,
So
clothesline. Like,
he didn't connect with you.
I can understand how he connected with the whole like never give up sort of thing with like kids and shit, but like I don't know.
And
I
you are
never
not
really had that fight to fight, so I didn't get the whole thing. Like,
you are
it just
not a
didn't appeal
silent
to me.
you're not a silent minority. Like a lot of people don't like Cena's in-ring work.
Oh yeah,
You
nope,
know? A
nope.
lot of people don't.
I mean, I don't like Jey Uso's in ring work either. Like, I love the whole yeet shit. Like, that gets me going. I can't lie. But his in ring work, I can't get behind it.
Yeah. I try really hard not to dip into WWE, but I'll just say it because we're doing it, right? You're doing
Yeah,
it, so I'll do it.
that's just what people relate to nowadays. So that's what I talk about
LA
most.
Knight
That's another one.
doesn't. I don't. It's just not my flavor of ice cream.
I agree. The Yaz caught on to me after a while, but that was solely because I started seeing these memes of him on TikTok of him coming out to like different songs.
Right.
And whenever like the Yaz would come up, they would like swap it for him saying it, and it would pop me every time. I love those
This
videos.
dude is jacked as fuck. He looks like $1 million. Like I can't take a single thing away from him. I'm just saying that for me, I don't enjoy his in-ring work. I don't get it.
Everybody has their cup of tea.
Jey Uso too. You said Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Those aren't the wrestlers who I enjoy watching wrestle. That doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that what they're doing isn't what I'm trying to watch.
I mean, like, when it comes to me, I have like my different niches, I guess we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
So like everybody knows I'm a huge fan of women's wrestling, and like regardless of what you do, if I'm not a fan of yours, there's something that you're doing wrong.
Okay.
When it comes to the men, like on the indie scene, I'm super picky.
Okay.
And then, like, if you're a deathmatch wrestler, like, I probably like you regardless because deathmatch has just kind of been like my fixation recently.
Okay.
And then if you're a women's deathmatch wrestler, you're like a god to me. You're a saint. You're above everybody else. Like, all the power to you.
Well, that takes a certain set of.
Balls that don't exist.
I was thinking like personality traits, but yeah, balls, absolutely, testicles. Yes. Yeah. I know for a fact there's a lot of people who don't like me, and I don't know why, because I'm nice to everybody, and I support everyone, and I really don't know where I went wrong with some people, but there's plenty of people who don't like me, and I don't lose sleep over it because like I'm doing my best and I'm trying to please the people who do want to support me, and that's it.
Exactly. And like I've slowly learned over the years that you're just not going to be everybody's cup of tea
Oh,
sometimes.
never.
And like
Yeah, no. I don't even want to be everybody's cup of tea.
yeah, no, exactly. But
I
like
just want to please the people who enjoy me.
yeah, like one of my best friends, I was talking to him earlier, and he turned around and he was like, "So I thought you like fucking hated me when we first met, right?" And I was like, "What? No." And he was like, "You always like glared at me all the time." And I was like, "Did I really?" I was like, "I was always stoned off my ass, so I was probably just spacing out and didn't realize I was looking in your direction." And he's like, "That's so funny because now that I think about it, it was probably true." And I was like, "But yeah, no." I was like, "I just have a resting bitch face. I'm really not that much of a bitch." Like,
So I spell resting bitch face with a silent W because wrestling. I have a resting bitch face. Like I just look grumpy all the time, no
yeah,
matter
no,
what.
everybody always asks me at shows. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just high."
I'm fine. Like
I'm sorry. I ADHD, man. And like when it comes to wrestling, there's so much going on, and it's not even just like the wrestling itself, like being involved for so long and being so social. Like there's 20 people in the crowd that I know that are coming up to me at all different moments and trying to watch a match and hold a conversation and then pay attention to other people potentially coming up to me at the same time and trying to like keep my mind focused at that. Nope. Weed slows me down, and I can actually do that in a social setting. Otherwise, I'll end up in the back of the room huddled up in a ball because I'll be overwhelmed.
right.
But
Makes
all
sense.
right, back on track. Do you think that wrestling has made you a better person?
1,000% because it's all I ever wanted to do, and I got to do it. Is one thing. Also, as cheesy as this sounds, and like, you know, it's been years now, and I'm never gonna stop talking about him. But like, Big Jim was like, we were really, really, really close when he passed, and he was just such a remarkable human being, and like supported me so wholly and like unconditionally that the fact that I got to experience time with him, the years that I did get to, the few years in comparison to what other people knew him, but the few years that I got to spend like really like going to the gym with him, hanging out with him, tag teaming with him, traveling with him, um, that made me a better person. And I only got to know him through wrestling, you know. Um,
I think he made everyone around him a better person.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm glad you said that. Thank you. Um, but not
Like,
only
because
him,
he,
but like
he
there's
definitely made me a better person. I'll 100% agree with that.
yeah, and there's like a lot of people that I've met, you know, like Hippie. You know, sometimes our wrestling paths lead to like collision, and I gotta fuck him up. But me and Hippie like are like boys. Like I was in his wedding. Like we're really close, and without wrestling, I would have never even met him. Um, you know, the things I can do at TOS to help the guys coming up makes me a better person. Like I do everything I can, like when I'm in training, to make sure that I don't, you know, I can't teach you how to do a 450. I can't teach you how to do a moonsault, but I can teach you like how important it is to sell, even if it's just a punch or a fucking kick. Like I could teach you. There are things that I can impart, like the whatever realm of things I'm good at that I can pass on to somebody else. Like makes me a better person because I get to share that with people who it helps. You know what I mean? That I love that more than anything. I love that more than getting anything for myself. Right? Yeah, 1,000% wrestling has made me a better person.
So when your wrestling career is all said and done and you're ready to hang up the boots,
Mm-hmm.
What do you hope people say about you?
That they enjoyed it and that they believed when I was in there. You know, that's what I try really hard to achieve a believability. Um, like, I don't mean they believe that I broke somebody's nose by punching them. I mean, like, curtain to curtain, like, I'm in character. Like, when you look at me, like, you're like, oh, okay, that's not Ryan Baer, that's Ryan Fraust. Like,
Yeah, like that's a big dude. He's a tough guy. And if
yeah, Big
you're
Dude's a tough guy, but like he's focused on like winning this match. He's focused on getting revenge. He's focused on becoming number one contender. Like that. That's yeah. That when I was in there, I was in there, and that I was who I was as a performer. You know.
absolutely. So, if someone were to watch back every match that you've ever had, what do
Please
you hope?
don't.
Well, if they do,
Okay.
what do you hope they understand about who you are?
Just that I care. You know. That I. You know. I'm really trying. Because again, I can't do a Canadian destroyer. I'll bet you I could, but I can't take a Canadian destroyer. I, I don't do Spanish flies, but like I throw my punches with intent, and I throw my kicks with intent, and I get slammed down with intent, and I sell my back with intent, and yeah, I would think what I would like to think is that whether the match was good or not, whether I fucked up or not, whether my opponent fucked up or not, whether my partner fucked up or not, whether or not it was going to go on either Meltzer's review or Botchamania, that I was in there and I was trying. I didn't phone it in. I didn't deprive the fans of what they earned by paying their hard-earned dollars for what they want to watch. Like when I was in there, I was doing it.
So, what do you think defines success, or what is it measured by? Whether it be championships, memories, relationships, or something else entirely?
I believe that's individual. I believe that's different from person to person. And I don't even mean like it's the same for these 30 people and the same for these 30 people. I think it's different for every single person. You know, for me, um, I've felt blessed and grateful to have held a number of championships, you know, but like the belt itself isn't the prize. The prize is knowing that the promotion believes in you and has enough faith that you're going to entertain the crowd, that they make you a focal point of their presentation. That to me, so yes, a championship matters. Like it's a storytelling device and it's a prop, but it also, they're not going to put the storytelling device or the prop in the hands of someone they don't think can carry it. So yeah, at Test of Strength, I want to be a champion. I don't need to be the champ, but like I would like to know that my trainers and mentors believe enough in me that they can make me a focal point of their show for a certain amount of time. That to me would be success.
Okay.
However, a lot of people want to make money, you know? Sell 30 t-shirts, make what's 30 times 20? Goddamn, make that money. That's what you want. And
600.
I'm not trying to sit here and tell you I don't care about money or I don't want to make money. It's just not what I do wrestling for. You know, if I can make money wrestling, I will. But I'm not wrestling to make money. I wait tables and bartend to make money. You know,
Absolutely. So, what is one conversation that you have had in wrestling that you will never forget?
So the reason I'm not going to forget this is because I worshipped Shane Douglas growing up. But I was in Ohio and I asked him to watch my match, and he did. And he taught me to tape a piece of paper to a brick wall and punch it with as much speed and force as you can without hurting yourself. And that's how to throw good wrestling punches. So, like, wind up, throw it fast, and pull back just in time so you're not breaking your hand on a brick wall. And that's how you throw a good wrestling punch. That I will never forget that conversation. I can tell you that right now, because I was like, Shane Douglas is giving me advice. What am I going to fucking do? But there was another one where I was at a podcast. It was the Major Bros podcast. Cardona and you know who I mean? Not Buddy Matthews. Cardona.
Brian Myers?
Myers. Thank you. And it was their podcast, and Sandman, Dreamer, and Raven were there, right? And I went with my buddy.
I'm trying to grab a drink real quick, but I'm still here.
All right. Do you want me to continue the story?
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
So, Dreamer comes out, Raven comes out, then Sandman gets this big entrance. So Sandman walks by me, hammered. And then we learn later that he was on mushrooms. And he stumbles into me and looks at me and goes, "Wow, you look like a worker." Bro, he said, "Bro, you look like a worker, bro." I said, "I worked you, bro." And I didn't stop him because he was on his way to the thing. But in my mind, I'm like, I mean, I don't expect you to remember everyone you wrestle. You are a fucking legend and you've done this forever, all over the place, and most of the time you're hammered. But yeah, I look like a worker. We had a match and I pinned you. What?
I mean, hey, they don't even have to be stoned or hammered to not realize you were just in a locker room with them.
No, of course. Shit, I'll tell you this.
No, I've had that
this
experience.
Kid, Aaron Roxas. He's a good wrestler. He's from Jersey or New York City. I like him. He works for Titan, I think. I can't remember where he's out of. But we had a match at training day at TOS, and it started with me hamming it up to the crowd, and he jumped me from behind, and I tumbled over the top rope. He chased me to the outside, beat me up a little, and threw me in. I wrestled him again a year later. We did the same intro. And in my mind, I'm like, how did I not know that I had already done this, not only before, but with you? I felt so fucking stupid when I realized it. It's the same dude. It's not even just the same intro. It's the same fucking guy. How did that happen? But it did. It's very funny.
Yeah, no, there was speaking of people not realizing who you share locker rooms with, there was a time where I was dating a wrestler, and we had gone out for dinner after a show, and he had just shared a locker room with another wrestler. I'm not gonna name names. And I was friendly with this other wrestler. He had been showing up for a couple of shows now. He's kind of a bigger name. And he's a year younger than me. So he was oh, let me get your Snapchat. And we were friendly, and I just thought he wanted to talk more. So I was all right, whatever. And I'm sitting out to dinner with my best friend and my boyfriend at the time, and he's blowing up my Snapchat. And I'm like, "Hey man, I'm out to dinner with my boyfriend right now. I'll talk to you later." And he was like, "Oh, my bad. Who's your boyfriend?" And I was like,
blah blah blah.
So and so. And he was like, "Oh, who's that?" And I was like, "You just shared a locker room with him. What do you mean?" He was like, I don't know who that is." And I was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, he literally, I can't say the next details, but I was like, he blah, 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 blah. And he was like, yeah, I didn't watch the show, if I'm being honest. I have no idea who you're talking about. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, you have been thoughtful for over an hour now, so it is time to completely destroy that professionalism we've built. It's time to break out them fireball shots like we usually do at shows.
Oh,
and
shit, okay.
Let's get hectic.
I don't have anything. Damn, I
I
wish I knew.
you know what I got, but I'm not gonna break that out right now. And I had
It's
my
your
vape.
birthday. Pour them up.
I don't drink, really. I mean, I do. I hope somebody buys me a drink tonight when we go to Wrestling Open, but no promises on that. But all right. So a penguin knocks on your front door and hands you a briefcase for $10 million. But the only catch is that you can never tell anyone why the penguin gave it to you. Do you take the money?
Do I know why the penguin gave it to me?
You know, but nobody else knows and nobody else can know. You can't tell anybody.
Is this like, are you going to tell me why and it's like disgusting?
Nope. Like, you can make up whatever kind of reason you want in your head. You just can't tell anybody and nobody can ever know.
Oh, definitely. Like now. Yes, please.
All right.
That I don't think that's a very hard sell right there.
Yeah, she probably came up with like a weird reason.
If I knew the reason and it was weird, then I would have to like, oh shit. Well,
let's see if there's like some weird reason I can come up with on the spot. Like, why did this penguin give you $10 million?
Yeah.
This penguin was wired $10 million from shit.
Or we can move on.
Nah, I want to figure something out real quick.
Okay.
This penguin was wired $10 million from Sandman to hide the secret that he doesn't actually drink beer. It's non-alcoholic beer, and he just fakes that he's drunk.
And I just can't let anyone know that ever.
Yep, and you can't let anybody ever know that. It's the secret between you, the penguin, and Sandman.
I would do that for 10,000, let alone 10 million. Give it to me.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, that was a rumor going around towards the end of his career, too. Like, on these indie shows, when he'd come out with a beer, everybody's like, yeah, no, those are non-alcoholic beers. I was like, since when does... I think it was Budweiser at the time. I was like, when did Budweiser make a non-alcoholic beer, guys?
Yeah, I'm good at secrets. Like, I can keep a secret.
All right, so you have to replace one wrestler's entrance music with the Windows error sound forever. Who gets it?
The what sound?
The Windows error sound. So it's like the ba-doon, ba-doon, ba-doon.
LA Knight.
Okay. You are forced to fight one fictional character. Who are you picking and why? Or it could be a historical figure, too. They don't even have to be, I mean, well, fictional is a real person. They could be some sort of historical character. Like, you could have a bone to pick with fucking Abraham Lincoln for all I care.
Well, no, obviously anyone in their right mind wants to kill fucking Hitler or like a slaver or like, yeah. But like fictional characters. Good job.
That was weak.
If I wanted to test my mettle, I would fight Alan Mandragoran for the Wheel of Time. Just the most badass motherfucker in the world. But he'd probably mop the floor with me right now, so I'd have to prepare. But he would be the ultimate measuring stick.
All right. Every time you sneeze, a random wrestling entrance theme plays at full volume. Which theme would eventually drive you insane?
LA Knight.
All right, you can't pick LA Knight, goddammit.
No. I don't like Sami Zayn's music. I don't. I like him as a wrestler, and I'm supportive of his world title reign, but like that music's got to go, bro. Like that's not a fighter. That's not somebody who's coming down to beat your ass ever.
All right.
It's fucking ska music.
But I like ska music.
Okay, do you think people are bumping ska when they come down to beat somebody's ass? Like, no.
It depends on the person.
Okay. All right, fair.
All right. You accidentally become immortal.
Oh,
what is the very first unbelievably stupid thing you do because you know you can't die?
Heroin? I don't know.
Oh my god.
See what all the buzz is about? I don't know. I can't think of anything. Like.
See, you're a rational person, so like you're like, I don't know what stupid shit. Maybe jump out of a plane without a parachute? Like,
no, because they didn't say you can't be hurt. They said you can't die. So like that shit's gonna be awful.
You're not wrong.
And then you're gonna have to recover. Like, ugh.
Well, I mean, I feel like that would kind of be the same case with the heroin.
No, that's just like, oh, okay, so that's what that feels like, without like,
I guess
potentially overdosing and dying.
Well, you can't die.
Right.
All right. A goose challenges you to a fight, but it's not just any goose. This one clearly knows martial arts. Are you accepting the challenge?
No, hell no. They can break your leg with their wing, let alone they have the beak that they dart with. No, I'm not fighting that goose. You better put a belt on the line. You better put some money on the line. I'm not just fighting a goose for nothing.
I forgot that I put this question in here, and in my head, there's only one obvious answer, so if you pick anybody else, I'll be highly surprised. You have to pick one wrestler to represent Earth in an intergalactic talent show. Not a wrestling match, a talent show. Who are you sending, and what are they doing?
I would send myself to deliver a Shakespeare monologue. Because at least then I know I can control it.
See, my obvious answer would be like, all right, cool, we're sending Becca.
What's her talent? Like social media?
She's an international pop star.
Hey, listen, I strongly support everything Becca's doing. I think it's fantastic. I haven't seen her since since she was still training at Bell Time. So I saw
her on Saturday. That's what you get for not
I don't know her very well personally at this point, but I definitely support everything she's doing and enjoy the work she's putting in.
On Becca, on God, it's so fucking catchy. I will catch myself like randomly humming it at times, and I'm like, I'll be up in the gym and get my way. I'm like, God damn it, man!
Wait, she really has a song?
She has a handful of songs. Like, look her up on Spotify.
That's awesome. I'll check them out.
Becca on God is her entrance song, and it's the catchiest one. All right. You can erase one food from existence. Not because you hate it, you just want to watch people argue. What disappears?
It would have to be pizza.
Oh, fuck you.
I don't want to get rid of it, but I want people to argue. Have you seen Pizzaholics on Facebook?
No.
Oh my god, it's a group of just obnoxious motherfuckers who argue about pizza all day long.
All right. You can learn the answer to any of the world's mysteries, but only one. Which mystery are you figuring out? So like this could be like a conspiracy theory or
Yeah.
like who like some certain serial killer was.
I don't want to alienate everyone, but who actually fucking voted for Donald Trump? Like, I know people did, but like, who? All right, you know, there goes half of my fan base. But I don't fucking get that.
You have to replace your hands with some sort of kitchen utensil. What are you using?
100% spoons.
Spoons?
Yeah, yeah.
Why spoons?
Because you can grab things with them. That's what your hands are for. 150%.
Why not like tongs or like a whisk?
Oh, like any.
Yeah,
No,
any
no,
kitchen
no.
utensil. I said
Spoons.
kitchen utensil, not like dinner utensil.
I'm keeping spoons. I like spoons. Because you can still scratch your back with a spoon.
I mean, yeah, you can still scratch your back with tongs and you can grab shit.
You grab shit with the spoons. You know?
Or like a whisk. Like you can still kind of grab shit.
No. Whisk is useless. You can't grab anything with a whisk.
I mean, if it's depending on what it is.
Not really.
Kind
It'll
of.
fall through. Like no.
I mean, if it's a liquid or like slime or some shit, yeah, it'll fall through.
I'm
But
just really glad you're high. I'm happy for you. It's your birthday. You should be. That's awesome.
yo, if that's the case, like I would be asking questions like, all right, if pizza's a circle, why does it come in a square box? Exactly my point. All right. You get to pick any wrestler to get one farm animal as their manager. Who is getting the animal and what animal is it?
That's strange.
I thought these are unhinged questions, man.
I was at a carnival for Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling, and I believe the Upgrade J Tunis came out with an alpaca. So I'm going to go with that just because that's what I've seen and I know it works.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. I know I've asked this question in a similar capacity before, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit. You get to pick your dream concert lineup. You get to pick 5 bands, and like you can say like Metallica and they're playing all of this album, or like you can just say Metallica. Like you can pick 5 bands. Who do you want to see in your dream concert?
All right. So I'm taking Nevermore, Blind Guardian, Opeth, Iced Earth. Nope, never mind. Not Iced Earth. Because it's
I
hard.
don't know who any of the fuck these bands are.
All right. Well, Iced Earth has gone through so many singer changes, and they got all weird during like the insurrection in real life that like not anymore. Not them. But so Nevermore, Opeth. Shit, who's the other one I said? Symphony X, Blind Guardian, and Dredge. So it's a metal show.
I may have heard of Symphony X. That sounds familiar.
So, like, I have a very diverse catalog of music that I enjoy, but I don't want to see 5 different genres in one show. I want to see one big show with the same genres.
Oh,
So that'll just be
1,000%.
a
I get
metal
that.
show, and it's just gonna be all those bands.
See, I mean, you're probably into heavier metal than I am, but like, you know that me and Jim's favorite band was always A Day to Remember.
Okay.
So like when I would go see A Day to Remember, like there were bands that would open for them that were like Panic at the Disco almost.
Okay.
Like just for like a bigger known band for you to
Right.
get the gist of it. But like so they're kind of in the same genre, but they're different subgenres.
No,
So
yeah,
it would
yeah.
always throw me off, and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
What I just did that. Like there's a death metal band in there. There's
like I'm cool if it's like post hardcore and then like fucking pop punk and like screamo. Like as long as there's like a little bit of screamo and like I can mosh to all of it, cool. But if you're gonna throw like PvP, so we'll say state champs. I know that's Scotty Wild, not Scotty Wild. Is that his name? I don't remember. It's been a while. Anyway. Well, anyway, that was somebody's old entrance music was a state champ song, and like that's like pop punkish, but like no, doesn't really scream much. Can't really mosh to it. Like you can headbang, but not really mosh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you hear that, and then like you go to like say Slipknot,
very different thing.
Total different vibes, and I'm like, nope, you ruined it for me. All right. Well, that is everything that I have for you. So if you can let us know where we can find you in the next coming weeks, and if you are not in our area, where we can keep up with you on social media.
Thank you so much. July 11th is Sunday the 5th. I'm not performing because I'm not black. It's all black everything. BST in their home venue in Hamden with the balcony up there. Sunday, 2 p.m., July 5th. It's going to be a really cool event where it's all black performers. I will definitely be there. I wrote it down in my bookings like I was working because like I don't want to miss it. I think the main event is Wags and Ichiban.
Is it Wags and Ichiban or is it the title fight?
What's the title fight?
Shit, what's his ring name? Sean, and Bobby Buffet.
For what? For
Sean Knight.
For what belt?
Whatever belt Sean Knight has.
Okay, well, forgive me, Sean, Shimmy. You're my friend. I don't know which belt you're defending right now.
I know I had to turn around. I was like, shit, what's his ring name? I haven't seen him wrestle in a hot minute.
That's our dude. I love that kid. I don't know what belt he's defending right now, but
I don't either. I'm sorry, Sean.
It might, who knows? Any of the matches on the card could main event. It's a solid ass card.
And like Don Freeze is gonna be there.
Yeah, your dude.
I think Brother Greatness said he was gonna be there.
I think Brother Greatness is putting it on with.
Oh, okay, all right, that's what I thought.
So he'll definitely be there. If he's there, Stan Michael will probably be there.
It's gonna be a great. People are gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm not promoting that for myself. I'm promoting that for them. Like, it's just gonna be a really great show, and I will be there.
And I love Don Freeze and Sean Knight, and I'm hoping Kylon King's on that show too, because that's my dad, and I love Kylon.
If he's not booked somewhere else, he must be. But July 11th, Test of Strength presents Rise Up out of the Waterbury Elks. 20-man Rumble. The winner wrestles Ichiban for the K1 Classic Championship. I hope to be that individual.
So if you don't want to break the bank at GCW and you want to go to something a little cheaper, you can go to that instead.
Or, this is not the first time Test of Strength has run in Waterbury while GCW is in Hartford. There's no bad blood, obviously. And it's just different crowds. The people who want to see Test of Strength will be at Test of Strength because They want to be a test of strength. The people who want to be a GCW will be a GCW. Like, I don't think it's that big a division. I think that they will both be successful shows. In fact, I know for a fact that both will be successful shows.
I was gonna say there's a bunch of shows going on the 11th.
Oh no, there's a lot. Our Rumble of 20 guys is, it probably would have looked a little different if there were fewer shows going on that day. But we've got. I've only heard rumors. I don't know anything for sure, but the rumors I've heard. Well, I do know for sure that Bull Dread's in it. He's from Waterbury. He's really happy to perform, to compete in Waterbury. He announced that. People who are not announced that I speculate on, I know that Ron Zombie was offered a spot. He doesn't wrestle a lot anymore. So it would be really cool to see him, especially in his hometown. I know that a lot of students who have been doing really well are going to get an opportunity. I know Johnny Medina is from Waterbury, and he should get a spot in the Rumble. I'll be in the Rumble. And then there's the whole rest of the show. The Poster Boys are going against the new tag champ, Scam Likely. Selena Hecate, the former women's champ, is going to be in a mixed tag against Nair Robles or Robles.
Nair Robles.
You know Nair. She'll be there, and she's awesome. It's going to be a hell of a show. Otherwise, I'd have to look at my phone, and I can't because we're using it for this. But the Connecticut, the Connecticut cosplay and cosplay championship wrestling will one more time just be running the whole weekend. I am the Kingpin from Marvel, Wilson Fisk, and I am currently the multiversal champion. So I'll be defending that all weekend and hopefully not even losing it and keeping it until next year.
Ooh, is Mario gonna be there this year?
Is the audio weird on your end or just my end?
No, it's weird on my end too.
Yeah, it sounds funny.
Yeah, but that's okay. We're at the end anyway.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you for joining, and I have some announcements to make, so you are more than welcome to hop off if you want to.
Happiest birthday.
Oh, thank you so much, and I appreciate you for joining me, man. Have a great day. All right. So hopefully I don't sound like a robot now, but with that being said, it is July, and I just recently moved. So I officially now live in the space station. And with that, I'm starting a new job. And we're going on vacation at the end of the month. So I will be taking the rest of July off from Smoke Meteoras. You can still catch me every week on the live sales on Whatnot. If you wanted to keep up with me elsewhere, I mean, you're more than welcome to follow me on Instagram or follow me on Facebook or wherever else. Like, I'm still going to be posting stuff throughout the weeks and stuff. I'm not going to totally be ghosting like Smoke Meteors for 3 to 4 weeks, but we're just not going to have any more episodes in July. We're going to start back up in August once I know my new work schedule and everything. So the days of the episodes may change depending on my schedule and what goes on with that. But obviously, I will keep you guys posted, and we will know a little more as we get closer to August. But again, you can still catch me on Whatnot every week. You can keep up with any of my other stuff that I'm doing on my social medias. And if you wanted to support me or NHB, I have been designing some of the edits that you will be seeing on their Whatnot virtual signings. So if you want to go support me, support them, feel free to go check those out when they have their virtual signings. I believe their next one is next weekend, the 11th, with Shellac and Dr. Redacted. So go and check those out and see my work with them. And that'll be what I'm working on for July. But until then, I'll be getting my schedule all set up with the new job, moving all my stuff here, and just kind of settling in and enjoying living together with my fiance. So that's where we're at. And we'll see you back here in August, guys. And we will be back with some heavy motherfucking hitters. Because I'm not going to disappoint y'all when we come back. You're not going to want to miss any episodes in August. I can promise you that. I'm going to come back, and we're coming back big. Mark my words. You're not going to want to miss our first episode back. You're not going to want to miss any episodes in August. And hell, you're not going to want to miss any episodes for the rest of Smoke Meteoras' existence. We're on to bigger and better things here, baby. Have a good night, guys. I'm going to enjoy my birthday.